And I wanted to ask you, what are you seeing as like the biggest stark differences between going from Pedro to Will Venable in this era of his being the manager?
Well, number one, I think that Will Venable, if he was not managing the Chicago White Sox, would be managing another team in Major League Baseball. Meaning he had gotten to the point of his career where somebody had to give him a shot. If not, you're not doing your job. Just because, even if he's good or bad or whatever, he got to a point where he was ready to become a manager. I think that he has and I saw this at Sox Fest, by the way. Will has a sense of like an aura of, and I always like to observe, is he the boss without telling people that he's a boss, or that I'm good without telling people that I'm good? So it's like a little confidence that he has. Obviously, he played Major League Baseball, comes from a baseball family, very sharp individual, but he had that, okay? And he doesn't have to tell people, hey, I'm the manager. Like, you just know.
Right.
And then my last one is your interaction with Ozzie. Regardless of what people say, it's awkward, and some people feel awkward and they take it as you're too nice, or you just think you're better, and you kind of shun it off, and I don't need your help. And I've never felt that about Will. The same Will that was before he was a White Sox manager, the same Will with Ozzie. So that gives you a level of confidence that comes from a manager. I think that's something very important when you are dealing with Major League Baseball players, because baseball players will know if you're full of it. Regardless if you're a quiet manager, a loud manager, whatever your style is, players will know if you're full of it. And I think that's actually one of the key criteria if your players want to play for you, meaning, are we gonna be okay with everything this guy does? And I think that's what he brings to the table. Again, I judge them on a first-year manager level, so I'm not judging Will the same way I'm judging Terry Francona on X's and O's,
right.
because there is a learning curve. Everyone's a great manager until they put you in that seat. And I think
Sure.
that he did, for his first year, managing. I'm expecting growth. Again, you always get a little bit better when you have better players, but I think that he did really well for being a first year manager. And then the number one thing that I judge